Hello, everyone. Coming up, new and updated eateries will be hitting downtown Disney. Entertainment cutbacks are about to plague the Disneyland resort. Band-Tastic Cavalcade, I'm happy to report, will be returning to Disneyland Park. And then Morgan's going to run us over Halloween. Not like physically run us over, but run us through everything happening with Halloween at the Disneyland Resort. From the Bob Varley Studio in Orlando, Florida, and points around Southern California, this is the Diz Unplugged Disneyland Edition. This is episode 782 of the Diz Unplugged Disneyland Edition. The Diz Unplugged is brought to you by DreamsUnlimitedTravel.com, experts at helping you plan the perfect vacation. Visit them on the web at www.DreamsUnlimitedTravel.com. And also by Disboards.com. Join over 1 million Disney fans discussing their Disney vacation, the latest news, rumors, and so much more. Visit Disboards.com and join the discussion today. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of the Diz Unplugged Disneyland Edition. I'm your host, Craig Williams, and I am joined alongside by my co-host, who graciously filled in for me during the last episode, Rhino Clavin.
I forgot about that.
You did. Well, that was because it was 2 weeks ago, and unfortunately, though, because of my schedule with the media event for Galaxy's Edge, and then we had 100 other things going on.
A hurricane?
What's that?
A hurricane?
Well, that was involved. A non-hurricane was also involved. And then also we had the grand opening of Galaxy's Edge. We had the first day of Food and Wine Festival. And then what I like to call my remake of Food and Wine Festival, because I had to bail out because I'm an idiot. And I don't need to go into all the details on what all was happening. But because of that, you might have noticed that last week's show actually appeared to be a little bit older than it was. That's because that was meant from 2 weeks ago and then last week. And now we're back on track and we're all good and fine. But Rhino, you did an excellent job. Thank you for filling in.
Thank you for disappearing.
That sounded weird. So ominous, but also slightly correct. And then back on the controls, we have Corey Fiascanaro.
Hey, guys.
And then from Fresno, California, the man in the striped blue and yellow shirt, Tom Bell.
Is that Bert or Ernie?
No.
Bert. No, Ernie. Ernie wears the ones going from left to right.
Okay. And then also from the beach location off a highway, Morgan Lamone.
Hi.
Hello, guys.
You have a Halloween costume.
Yes, she's getting in the Halloween spirit because she's going to talk about Halloween. So
it's my favorite time of year.
It is one of the most wonderful times of the year. Not necessarily the best wonderful time of the year, the most wonderful time of the year. I think that would still remain to be the holiday season, or in specific the holiday that I celebrate during the holiday season, Christmas. Mm-hmm. But
I think Halloween is the most wonderful time of the year, personally.
Yeah, until you get through it, and then the Christmas music starts up, and you're listening to George Michael wham it out with Last Christmas, and then you're like, oh, God, this is the best time of the year.
I mean, it is the best Christmas song.
No, and it will arguably become the worst Christmas movie ever. But hey, everyone, thank you so much for being here. We are very excited to be back and talk about Disneyland, and we have a lot of fun stuff to go through and hit on this episode, and we will get to that in a second. But as always, before we get to that, if I will stop bumping the table, I have to ask, is there anyone who has any sort of housekeeping? No?
Nah, bruh.
Okay. No, you don't have to. It's not a legal requirement to have housekeeping. That just means that we can get to the action a lot quicker. And action we do have. I think we have to start with the big news of the week, the one that has Rhino most excited, because it is food related. And there's technically there's a new restaurant that will open up on the west end of downtown Disney, and another restaurant will be reimagined. So the first one I'm very excited about. I think this is the one that Rhino and Tom will also be most excited about as well too. I don't know. I'm just making a guess on Tom. No, you're kind of passive on Asian food. Oh, okay. Morgan, your stance on Asian food?
You say
I don't go to downtown Disney, so that much.
Oh my God,
just
you two are
Asian
useless.
food in general, though. Are you pro or con Asian? Pro or
Not con.
pro or against Asian food?
Pro Asian food.
Okay.
I'm pro Asian food too.
Okay. Well, then all of us except for Tom, and then I guess Morgan has an asterisk on her because she doesn't go to downtown Disney. We are going to be excited because Asian Street Eats by Chef Hung Nguyen. I am so sorry. I did not think that I was actually going to say the full name, and then I kind of got excited and
Goes
tempted.
by Chef Hung.
Yeah, he just goes by that, and even then, I'm not positive that is the exact way to pronounce it. So I apologize for butchering that. That was my fault that I didn't look it up before time, but that's my downfall as a host here. So, but yes, Asian Street Eats will open on the west end of downtown Disney. The new concept featuring a takeout window will serve a menu that includes rice bowls, scallion pancake wraps, pot stickers, Japanese teas and sodas, mochi for dessert.
Oh God, I love mochi.
Yeah, I mean, well, and you also like rice bowls. Mm-hmm. And
I like all the things that are being offered here.
I'm not sure that I've ever heard any particular stance from you with scallion pancake wraps, though.
The scallion pancake wrap might be the thing I'm most excited about. Scallion pancakes are delish. I put food and wrap it. I mean, I feel like it seems like something that. Why haven't I seen this more often anywhere else? Am I not going to the right places? Probably.
This could be a California thing of sorts that maybe Californians.
That's where the sushi-rito came from. That's a sushi burrito.
Yeah. Well, and we've been down the road. I think it was a couple episodes ago where when we were talking, or maybe it was when we were talking about. It was when we did Lucky Fortune, and we were explained in the comments that as Floridians, we shouldn't know anything about ramen, and that you can only get good ramen in California. Oh, well, something along those lines.
You come down here, I'll take you to a good ramen place. However, I do agree, your ramen in California is amazing.
Yes, just not at Lucky Fortune.
No, God, no. Yeah.
Yes,
I've never heard of a scallion pancake wrap. I'm just picturing a pancake with a scallion. Like, what is it?
It's like this fluffy kind of potato-y. You have to eat it, I guess, to really understand it. Yeah.
Okay.
I want to say one of the food and wine booths at Epcot has a scallion pancake at it.
Okay.
It's almost like a crepe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A crepe is a good way to describe it, for sure.
Yeah, it's like very crepe-ish, very potato pancake-ish, but if it was like not a small potato pancake,
It's usually like a small pizza. Like they give it to you in a large size, and you kind of cut up the pieces and eat it that way,
cool.
or however you want to eat it, I guess. But that's the places that serve it to me. Usually comes in like a personal pan-sized pizza thing, and then you can share it.
So,
any speculation where this restaurant might be going?
Well, it's a quick service window, right? So you can't even go inside. You're just going to walk up. I'm thinking.
It says featuring a takeout window. It doesn't necessarily mean only a takeout window.
Oh, okay. I misread that thing.
That's just me from reading it. It could just be only a takeout window, but that seems kind of silly. It is, especially because it's run as the same restaurant group as Earl of Sandwich. So I would assume the people who made Earl of Sandwich also had a hand in like Chicken Guy and all of that, which is very similar in style to Earl of Sandwich with ordering and getting your food and such. So I would have to assume that this would also feature the exact same type of method. But I do like that I think his name's John Earl is the guy who's behind Earl of Sandwich, if I can remember correctly. I had the opportunity to meet him once, but it's just the name's not sticking. But his a definite passion of his is bringing high quality food at fair and decent prices. And so that has me intrigued about it. But I would assume that it will be a full quick service option, but you just have if you want to get it to go even quicker, then maybe you have that. But I don't know. I'm not sure. Where do you think it would go, Tom? You're the...
That's the thing, because it's West End, so there's not much space left other than like the big AMC or the Rainforest. My only thing is there are a couple of spots around the corner where the is it Rinse that went in around the corner, Morgan?
Yeah, Ritz.
So where the Alamo used to be and the Walt Disney Travel Company used to be.
That's what I was thinking.
The only problem is those are outside security, so they need to like move the secured area, the wall for the secured area, to include that. Otherwise, it's not going to succeed.
Yeah. That's a very good point. So, and this is something that I feel like they need to succeed just because I am not aware of him because I don't watch Top Chef, but
it's all on Hulu. If you want to become aware of him, you can watch season 3 on Hulu right now. I watch Top Chef every season. I love Top Chef.
I don't watch cooking shows. So.
This is the only one of those type of like reality cooking show, whatever I watch. I just love how it's presented. It's one of those shows where I'm like, I want to do this show. What are you giggling about?
There's only 2 cooking shows that I watch. And the first,
can I guess?
What's that?
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Is it Triple D, Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives?
Close.
Okay.
Is it the Guy Fieri one?
It's Guys Grocery Games.
Oh my God.
It's. I don't know why. It's one of those shows.
I thought you hated Guy Fieri.
No, he's my personal hero. He is a terrible human being. He makes food that is just terrible for you. And it's like, but at the same time too, he just continues to succeed. And I shouldn't say hero in that.
You should say Jiro because he makes those.
He's like that phenomenon that you will never understand. Like it's like
we get it. You have the visor with the hair like that you can buy to look like him. You wear your sunglasses often on the backside of your head.
It's just such a strange success story from a person that like every time he makes a comment that is super inappropriate, and that's why I wouldn't say he's a hero because he has said some vile things in the past before. He's also done a lot of good for communities, so you have to balance that all out. But it's like it's just like you shouldn't be so enamored with someone, but he's a question mark of a human being. So yes, I watch Guys Grocery Games, and then anytime I see Gordon Ramsay on anything, how can you not? He's just like my personality. All in one.
Just yelling at the top of his lungs at the little bit of stress in the kitchen.
Yeah. So, okay, well, that's a good plug there, Rhino. Top Chef on Hulu. Catch it so you can find out about Chef Hung and learn more about Asian street. Well, not from that show, but learn more about maybe some of the types of food that he's good at cooking and could make for...
I'm just glad to see more like quick serve in downtown Disney.
Yeah.
Yes. No, I completely agree with that too.
I think an Asian place is definitely because you've got Mexican, you've got the New Orleans theme, you've got like just kind of the basic American fare and stuff.
Pizza,
so I think it's you got the Italian.
Sandwiches.
I think it's got a nice mix up in there, because I am a fan of Asian food quite a bit, and I feel, but not like I know Tom said Panda, and I don't dislike Panda Express, but I am at a point in my life where I cannot continue to eat that type of food. It will kill me. So I'm trying to experiment more, and I like the look of this.
I mean, you can. You just don't have to get the orange chicken every time.
What's
the point? You can just get beef and broccoli.
I get the sweet fire.
Oh, me too. That's what I get.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I mean, there's lots of different options there, but we've talked about it before. When we go to Disneyland, while you and I like to leave property a lot of times to go and eat, whether it's for In-N-Out or something else, just different from what Disneyland has. One of the main things that keeps us from staying on property when we eat a lot of times is because we want like either good poke or something that's different in terms of Asian food, because that is kind of a blank space on Disney property. There's nothing really doing it perfect, and all you have to do is drive 5 miles outside of Disneyland property, and it's like it's really your pick. You can't go wrong with any place that you choose. So if this is a new way to keep us on property a little bit more, then good for that. But one that I know will definitely keep us going to downtown Disney, the revamped Jamba Juice.
This is so stupid. This is a Dunkin' Donuts scenario here where I am a passionate New Englander who believes that it will always be Dunkin' Donuts because people are not idiots and they know that Dunkin' Donuts serves more than donuts. So I hate that name change. They just dropped it to Dunkin', so it's just a verb now and not one.
Yeah.
So it seems like Jamba Juice was like, hey, that's a great idea.
Yeah. Who knows? They might be owned by the same corporation and said, well, it's working for Dunkin', so let's make it Jamba. Because that's what it's going to be now. Jamba.
Hey, dude, you want to hop over to Jamba real quick?
Yeah. And
I hate myself for saying it.
Yeah, and as you said, it's because just saying Jamba reflects the fact that it's not just smoothies, it's also not just juices, really, even because it's Jamba Juice, but I only knew it for smoothies. Who went in there and got juice? That seems like such a weird thing. I don't know. Maybe I'm strange. Who knows? But anyways, they also have their bowls too. But yes, it will close and begin its makeover, inspired by its California juice shop roots.
Gotta get that juice in the morning.
Yeah, so look for
Have your whiskey and your juice.
Look for modern touches of light wood and colorful environmental elements. Digital menus and a new online order system are also on the way, and it should reopen in early 2020. So
Big deal out of nothing.
Yeah, guess what? I've never been to the Jamba Juice at downtown Disney, and I probably never will go to Jamba once it reopens. So I have no reasons. I don't
like saying just Jamba. I want to say Jamba Juice. I like saying it. I like how it sounds when you say it. You're like Jamba.
I
want to say Jumbo.
I don't want to say anything offensive because there's one person in this room who partakes in smoothies and currently has one right now.
I like smoothies.
Okay.
I go to Planet Smoothie.
Okay.
But I go to Tropical Smoothie Cafe.
I also like that place. They make a really good peanut butter smoothie.
Yeah,
I like to treat myself.
Yeah. Why not just have a milkshake? So they're both terrible for you. It's fine. I can get kale in it.
I get the no sugar and I add the greens. Excuse you.
I get the Chia Banana Boost. It has strawberries, banana, chia seeds, granola, some other stuff every day. Huh?
And you're always sick. Are we not noticing a trend here?
You might be allergic to something in there.
Okay, so Jamba, that's happening. We're going to move on, and we have entertainment cutbacks to talk about. So who wants to talk about what's getting cut back here at Disneyland? More cuts. First, we lost those newsies. They're gone. They're not selling newspapers anymore and singing and dancing. Now we're losing more. Come on. Someone's got to know.
Actually, Steve wrote that article. Hold on, let me look it up. I know. So it's the Golden Horseshoe Laughing Stock Company's going away. Mm-hmm. And what was the other one, Morgan?
What's the Laughing Stock?
The other one was, oh my gosh, this is bothering me.
The Pixarmonic Orchestra Band in Pixar Pier.
Yeah. I don't know that I've ever saw them.
I saw them, but I thought they were just brought in when they were doing Pixar Fest and kind of just hung around.
That's what I thought too. I've always just walked past them. Like, they're really fun, and you can kind of hear them across the little lake. But I really like the Golden Horseshoe. They're so funny, and it's a good place to like get some AC and some entertainment and some food. So like, I'm a little upset that that's going away because I really enjoy that.
That show has been around in one form or another for a long time for it to be going away.
I'm pretty shocked about that, honestly. I mean, we kind of lost our version of that for a long time, and it is back now?
No, it's a restaurant. You can go and eat in there.
But they don't do the entertainment anymore?
No, it's nothing like Disneyland's with the actual show. So
I guess they still haven't done it then. They used to do it when I was a kid. That's why I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's been years and
it wasn't even open for a long time either. So I hope that's not a sign of things to come for yours too. I doubt it though. There's always a lot of people in there.
Yeah. And that's the problem with the show too. There's been times where I've been lucky enough to just take a break in the middle of the day, not necessarily go and get something, but it's like, okay, I want some AC. When a show's not happening, you can basically get a seat anywhere, and then once you see all the people rush in, you kind of start to get the idea like, okay, a show's about to start, and then it's a nice little treat that you get for being there, and then you get into the entertainment and the experience, and like, okay, well, I'll go get a drink at least, or something small. And so I feel like it's just stripping that out. It's just going to be a shell of a restaurant. Like it still has it there, but it's not. It's losing
saloon
the charm.
with no theming. Yeah. Like you're in the saloon, but why?
And like you said, not what you said, but what Tom said. It's even though it's a laughingstock company now. I mean, there's been so much history with the Golden Horseshoe, right up to the opening of Disneyland and such, and I feel like this is going to be a temporary thing. Maybe it is just because of the current situation happening in Disneyland, needing to cut back in places. But eventually leadership will change, and you'll get a person like Josh D'Amaro who, even though he's maybe not talking about why these cuts are happening and such, eventually he can be this hero who then turns around and brings back the entertainment and brings back something into Golden Horseshoe, or fix up Tomorrowland completely and everything like that. So I feel like something inside the Golden Horseshoe, it has to be just a temporary mix. Whereas the Pixarmonic Orchestra, that's more. I've never had the opportunity to see them. I've tried to, but it's just never been a thing that I've been able to catch.
It's such a hike to get back there, even if you do want to see the show. And if you're like somewhere else in the park, especially now that there's no cut through between the Hollywoodland area and to Cars Land. So like it's just so much harder to get back there. But the Golden Horseshoe, I'm really upset about this. And like within the last month I went and saw it, and me and my friend were laughing our butts off. Like it was so funny. And then they bring up the audience and it's like 10 minutes. Like I really, really hope they bring it back because I really like it.
Yeah, it's a hidden gem of Disneyland. So it's one of the things that locals, you've known about it and loved it for years and years. But I feel like for a lot of people who are traveling from East Coast or wherever, or first timers, it's one of those. It was one of those shows that they probably didn't know about, but it's something that that you hope that they find out about, like a lot of the other little hidden gems all around the park, like touching the apple at Snow White's Scary Adventures and stuff like that. Like it's just these little cute things that you didn't realize that really bring a lot of the charm of Disneyland out. And it's a shame. And of course they're blaming it on lower attendance numbers or as Disney says, part of the normal course of business, and cast members may be scheduled in other areas of Disneyland in Disney California Adventure. And it's all just seasonal changes, but
I do know that some of the mayor and the sheriff that typically are in Golden Horseshoe also do the Royal Theater show, so there'll be Mr. Smite and Mr. Jones. So at least some of those people still have jobs, so that's good.
That is good. And yes, just keep watching all the entertainment anywhere around Disneyland. So it's right now we're at this scary point that I hate to say it like this, but you never know when it could just up and vanish. And it's a shame, but that kind of seems to be the trend. But at the same time, too, it needs your support. And there really isn't any bad entertainment at Disneyland. I don't want to sound like a Disney purist there. I can't think about any performers I've seen.
Look at your next news story, Craig.
Yeah, right.
What's that?
I was just thinking that. Look at the next story.
No. I mean the small little, small, like I guess not even the small. Some of the larger ones too, like Mickey and the Magical Map is always entertaining, and Rhino loves everything that happens in Fairy Tale Theater, and
actually that is one of the surprise ones for me. I think I would hate it from the sound of it, and then I always do actually really enjoy it.
Not to curse it or anything, but I am really surprised that they haven't cut Magical Map.
Yeah.
It was closed for a long time when I first went to Disneyland in 2015. It was like never open.
They run it, I think, 5 days a week. 4 or 5 days a week. They don't run it every day, but I guess maybe because the capacity is so high that they can get a lot of people in there, so they keep it running.
Yeah, I feel like on the days where I actually remember about Mickey and the Magical Map, and I go back to try to catch a show, it just happens to be a day that they're not actually doing a show. So that seems to be my curse with it. But yeah, I think, we all expect at some point to hear about Tomorrowland being revamped at some point, and same thing goes with portions of Fantasyland being revamped. And maybe once it gets to the Fantasyland one, we hear about Magical Map getting to take its final bow, but not today, another day. But speaking of something that many people were hoping got to take its final bow and is coming back, as I said before, Mickey and Friends Band-Tastic Cavalcade will be returning to Disneyland Park on October 1st. I'm assuming, even though they didn't say it, but I'm assuming it was due to guest demand that it was in fact returning.
They didn't really say it. Every day I go in and update and take a look at the park hours 6 weeks from now and update our site, and all of a sudden this pops up. I'm like, what? So it just popped up on the schedule. I'm like, okay, it's filling in because it starts right after Main Street Electrical Parade ends. Mm-hmm. So I'm assuming it'll fill in until Christmas.
Yeah, that would make the most sense. Yeah. I think in the grand scheme of things. So, and it'll still happen twice daily at 1:30 and 3:30. And Morgan, is a run through? What did you see during the Band-Tastic Cavalcade?
Fab Five, the band, princesses in the fire truck, characters in another Main Street vehicle, and then just like probably 8 or more characters doing a very simple choreography.
Wonderful.
Not worth it.
Yeah. Not worth it. So not even worth it if you just happen to be lucky enough to see it going by.
Oh, remember it was like 2-minute long video I sent you.
Yeah, I watched it, but I didn't know if your thoughts and feelings changed on it since now that it's been missing. Sometimes you start to hope.
I forgot about it.
That's fine. Fair enough. So, it's coming back, and it'll be around for a period of time, and the world rejoices for it, as they should.
The land rejoices. That's what you should say.
The land, the world, the universe, all mankind rejoices for Mickey and Friends Band-Tastic Cavalcade. Cannot wait for that. Unfortunately, I probably won't have a chance to see it. So, such a shame. But something
you should make the special trip.
You know what? I will, if I make another special trip before the end of the year, it will probably be in time for the holiday happenings, not the Band-Tastic happenings. And maybe if I need to make a miles run or something, I'll just throw $300 down the drain and get in at like the 8 o'clock flight and then take a red eye out just so I can see Band-Tastic. That sounds like a terrible idea. Deep down, I kind of want to do it though. Anyways, I'm not going to. But speaking of things that I'll get to have the chance to see with my own eyes, and Rhino will too, and so will Tom, and Morgan's already seen them, and I apologize, Fiasco.
That's all right.
Next year maybe. And but that is Halloween time at the Disneyland Resort. So Halloween is here, everybody. And I'm excited about it.
Oh, I'm very excited.
Okay, there we go. That's the color commentary I come for here. I'm excited.
I was going to channel my inner Kathy Whirling. I won't. I am excited for all this food. Well, and the decorations and the spoopiness and everything.
Yeah, let's pump the brakes. Let's just not jump into food right away. We've got to go over some other stuff.
There's a lot of food.
Yeah, that will be a bulk of this conversation.
Oh, Daddy's got to eat.
Yeah, you are a disciplined daddy, so you got to eat. But so Halloween time has already officially begun at Disneyland Resort. It kicked off on September 6th and runs until, after Halloween's over. So
I thought it was just to the 31st, is it not?
There's a couple bonus days for Dia de los Muertos.
Oh, that makes sense, yeah.
But, I mean, those are two separate holidays. They should be appreciated separately. So, But yes, Halloween has started. Of course, Morgan was out there, and we've talked about on this show before many times what was coming for Halloween season, what it's like for it. We'll give you our recap after we get back from it, share lots of fun videos and such. But we're going to talk about just what Morgan has currently seen in the little bit of time she spent at Disneyland over the weekend and such. So, Morgan, we're going to get into that in a second, but Tom has a current update on one of the aspects of Halloween time at Disneyland.
So we're all heading to the very first Oogie Boogie Bash, a Disney Halloween party, the full title, on Tuesday. But if you don't have your tickets yet for any of the nights, you better hurry, because there are only 2 nights that still have tickets available, October 20th and October 29th. It's a Sunday and a Tuesday. Otherwise, Oogie Boogie Bash is entirely sold out.
That came out of nowhere, too. It was like, I think the last time we updated on Oogie Boogie Bash, it was like 4 days sold out or 5 days, and there was still plenty of availability. And then it just started rolling downhill. So do you think that Disney saw that they weren't really selling out the way they wanted to, so they ended up capping some of those days to sell them out to make it look... it's a genuine question.
Think about that until now, Craig. Yeah, it's entirely possible.
So it's with doing a new party in the new park. They want it to look as successful as possible, and there's already a lot of head scratching around this event. So as Morgan,
same way they change lines around so that the line always comes out the building just so it looks like the ride's popular.
Exactly, and Morgan was one of many that, while had positive things to say about the preview they got of Villainous, also definitely came at it with a more mixed review. There was definitely positive elements, but also strange ones. There's a lot of people on Twitter and social media are giving Disney a lot of flack over the little scare zone that they are creating with no villains or anything at all. That is they're trying to say it's brand new and never done before, even though plenty of places have set up these kind of interactive in a way areas before. So there's a lot of not negative, but there's a lot of bad vibes being thrown out there about what's being offered in this party. So maybe tickets weren't selling because of that, and they capped it a little bit lower, and now all of a sudden everything's selling out. But I'm not quite sure on it, but I'm excited for it.
A lot of my friends that are APs are just like not interested at all because it's not Disneyland, and I think that's probably one of the biggest draws of it. But if they do cap it out to make it look like sold out and everything, that means there'll be less people. So I'm okay with that because we're all going. But
yeah, I'm genuinely excited about it. So I think it's like we've talked about leading up to it. I like that it's different opportunities happening. I really dislike the fact that the party that happened at Disneyland, Mickey's Halloween party, I hated that while there was elements like the parade and trick-or-treating, the fireworks were always a question mark on whether or not they would go off. And you're spending all that money on and then maybe or maybe not seeing some sort of entertainment. There was just too many what-ifs with it. And with Disneyland moving it to Disney California Adventure, it seems like there's a lot more guarantees. Like World of Color is not going to have any problem going off every night. The parade's still going to happen. The scare thing, Descend Dance, it's all guarantees of this is all going to happen and it's all going to be a good time. Plus a lot of specialty foods and drinks and such going in with it. I think it's going to be a good time. But let's talk about what you can actually experience right now. And Morgan, I'm going to have you run us through some of the things that are happening in here. And why don't we start with characters?
Okay, so of course all of the Fab Five are in their Halloween costumes. There's the Halloween costumes on Buena Vista Street and Main Street. They're different, so if you want multiple pictures with characters, there are multiple costumes. But something really, really, really exciting that I absolutely love is Maleficent is back. She appeared on Friday, and I saw a video on Instagram, and I was like, this can't this got to be a couple years ago. Like, this can't be now. And it was. And I found out yesterday that she will be back 7 out of 7 days a week for the entire season of Halloween. It is quite tricky to meet her. She's not on the app. You kind of have to ask a character host, and they'll have all the times. She
it's like
is
they have
needing
a movie to promote or something.
I know, right? And she's meeting behind the castle. We're kind of like the fairy godmother would meet, so definitely check that out. And then also Jack and Sally are back like they are every year in the same spot in New Orleans Square. But also Friday through Monday, they have Happy Haunts come visit more towards the nighttime. I don't believe they're on the app as well. So just ask a cast member, and it's always subject to change, like who it could be. It could be like the Hitchhiking Ghost, or who else did you say?
I saw the Bride. For sure.
Constance, yes. And then maybe Tightrope Girl. We've seen her at the Halloween parties last year, so maybe she'll come back.
Yeah, I think she was at least at a special party that was happening right over the opening weekend of Galaxy's Edge, too. I know people met her there. Maybe, did they also get to meet, have they ever had no, I don't know what I was thinking of. There's one more character that I thought maybe had met at some point in time, but it slipped out of my head, and then I was starting to second guess myself. I think I saw it as a Halloween party costume. But going back with Maleficent, is this live action Maleficent or classic Maleficent?
Classic Maleficent with like the light green face paint on. Okay. Her, not the Angelina Jolie version, even though that costume is awesome. Love that one. But she's just in her normal Maleficent costume.
Okay, no, that's good to know. So I feel like if you want to meet Maleficent, you would rather meet the classic one anyway. So I'm happy about that. Really excited. I hope we get a chance to meet the Hitchhiking Ghost while we're out there. It's such a cool opportunity. No, Tom's not going to wear that.
I'm looking up your Halloween costumes while we're doing this.
Instead of paying attention to the conversation,
I heard you. I actually saw a picture of both Maleficents. That's why I was curious, because I saw one without face paint and then one with face paint. Oh, there you go.
Oh.
It's a very light green. Like it's you can almost not tell unless it's in person. So maybe that could be it too. But yeah. Yeah, we need to get everybody to convince Tom to dress up for the Halloween party. So everybody should comment something, or I don't know.
Oh, thanks.
He will dress. Tom likes dressing up. Tom did Dapper Day a whole bunch of times. He likes getting
Carthay Lounge, right?
What?
We're getting Carthay Lounge first.
Yeah, we'll get you nice and socially inebriated.
Yeah, no
That's
problem.
fine.
It's by Carthay Lounge. I hope you mean I'll give you some beers back at the hotel.
Yeah,
so,
we call that Craig's Lounge.
Yeah, Craig's Lounge in the hotel room. So that's a lot
like farts.
A lot more affordable than Carthay Lounge, but who knows? Maybe one at Carthay Lounge. But okay, so that's for the characters, and ended off there with the Haunted Mansion characters. Haunted Mansion Holiday, of course, has returned as well too, and also always awesome to experience. I know not everyone is huge about Nightmare Before Christmas being there for 4 months out of the year. I personally don't even think it should be there for Halloween. It should be there for Christmas.
Get over yourself.
I'm glad it's there for the 4 months it is, because I love Halloween.
I love it too. I love it there. I enjoy it.
I love it.
I know we always have this thing.
It's a Christmas movie. It
with
should
a Halloween
be there.
aesthetic.
It's a Christmas movie. It should only be there for Christmas. Tom, where do you weigh in?
Abstain.
Oh, jeez.
Fiasco, do you have a say on this one?
I think it should run from Halloween all the way through Christmas.
Starting on Halloween or including all of September and such?
I want to change my vote.
Too late.
What?
I think it should run from Halloween to the next Halloween and keep going.
Yeah.
Always be that.
You're a full year-round person. Oh, I mean that's also,
it should be a Thanksgiving movie since it's right in the middle.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, I'm okay with that too. So, but it is a Christmas movie. It should only be enjoyed at Christmas. I will enjoy it during Halloween though, because I'm out there, and why not? And Gingerbread House always appears in the ballroom every single year, and it's different. And Morgan, what's the Gingerbread House this year?
It is epic. It is dedicated to the Haunted Mansion's 50th and has a big 50 on it. And the really cool thing about it, which I didn't even realize the first time writing it, is the ghost Gingerbread do the Pepper's ghost effect. So they disappear and reappear onto the gingerbread house. And it's the classic, like the guy swinging from the chandelier, and then Constance Hatchaway's in like the attic of the haunted mansion.
Oh, that's cool.
And the hitchhiking ghosts are there. And then the gravedigger with his little dog. It's so cool. And of course it smells like gingerbread in there. It's just like very, very potent. Is that the right word? Potent.
That has me excited. I've seen the picture of the gingerbread house, but obviously the picture did not do it. It did it justice. It always does it, but seeing it in person, it's always completely different. So
it's so cool.
Yeah, it is. It's very, very cool. Rhino. What's back at Guardians of the Galaxy?
Oh, Monsters After Dark, starting at 5 p.m. And I can't wait to ride this a million times. I'm such a fan of this.
Have you done that yet, Reno? Did you do that last year?
I did it not last year, the year before. I think that was the first year they did it. Yeah. And I rode it a whole bunch. And you were there with me on the first year, right?
Yes.
Maybe it was.
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure how many years they've done it now. I know we rode it together, but I didn't know if it was that year.
We only have one ride photo of Guardians of the Galaxy printed out. And it's not, I shouldn't say it's even like an official one. It was just, I think Rhino printed it and gave it to Pete as a gift, because I think it's the only time Pete has been on Monsters After Dark, maybe even Guardians of the Galaxy in general. And so printed out a nice photo of him to remember the moment, because Rhino and Pete were sitting right beside each other. And we were standing and looking at it one day, and I was like really studying it, looking around, and I noticed for the very first time that the person in the front row had their shirt pulled up and was showing off one nipple.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so weird. There's one of those things, the more you study it, there's a lot of weird things happening in the photo in different places, and I don't know how we somehow missed this nip slip.
Missed it for 2 years and just found it recently, but that's a nice tangent story. Morgan, is there anything different this year about Monsters After Dark?
No. I haven't gone on it yet. I do love it. I'm a bad Marvel fan, but the Monsters After Dark does start at 5, and I believe if it's like the years past, you can start getting fast passes for it at 3 o'clock, because of course the line does get a little long because it's pretty popular. But yeah.
Yeah, no, get your fast passes quick. It's the best method to do it, and it's awesome. I think it's actually my favorite version of the ride. So it's just lots happening.
I like that one part where it's like monsters and it like brings you up, and like I'm just not describing the whole ride, but there's that one part that's just really good, and it's like gives you that feeling. I don't know. Oh,
and the music, Tyler Bates did the original. He did all the score for Guardians 1 and 2, and then did it for Monsters After Dark as well. And it's intense. It's intriguing. I like it a lot. Mm-hmm. So that's for me. But let's move on, and I'm going to jump to Cars Land first here for a second, because that's on the list. Mater's Junkyard Jamboree is back, and Luigi's Honkin' Halloween. They're there. The cars are back with their Halloween costumes. The entire land is Halloweened out. My favorite thing, the posters that always return, that are the Halloween movie spoof posters on the walls. Mm-hmm. Morgan, what's your favorite parts of this year?
My favorite part is if you go into like the Cozy Cone Motel area and you look in the office, there's like a little tribute. Instead of the Bates Motel, it's the Breaks Motel. It's like a little Easter egg in there. It's pretty cute. But I like at the end of the street, the eyes and the cone teeth with the 3 like heads. I don't know. In the window. Sorry, I should have. In the fire station. There's like cool projections, and it goes to the music, and it's fun. And that the cars are in costumes too, so that's really, really fun.
Yeah, like Tomater he's a vampire.
Tomater?
Tomater.
I like how you
Tomater.
called him like a tomato.
He's Tomater.
Tomater.
That's literally his name. Are you just putting it together?
He's not a tomato.
That's the joke of his name.
No, it's because he's a tow truck.
Yeah, Tomater.
Not like a tomato. Tomato? No.
Yes.
No. Tomato. I don't believe it. You're just messing with me.
Tomater.
Yeah, he's a tow truck. Tow? No, it's not his name.
Yes, it is. We'll discuss this more off air.
I just realized that DJ Rex's name is Rex because he wrecks the spaceship when he drives it.
Fun fact: people who work with Disney like to come up with creative names.
What's the guy on Pixar. Dinosaur? What's his name? It's like
Grant Seeker.
Yeah,
because he's seeking grants.
Yeah, well, I wish my mom had named me like YouTube.
That would have been very ahead of the curve on that one. But very, very fun stuff happening in Cars Land. Rhino also really loves the Breaks Motel. That
is my favorite little Easter egg there.
I think he made like a 2-minute long tribute video to it one time that he never published anywhere. Just watched it himself.
But yeah.
It was beautiful.
I have the photos.
Yeah. Oh, I know. You love that stuff. So, anyways, Halloween Screams over at Disneyland, back on the weekends with fireworks. Righteous, as long as they can shoot them off.
Righteous.
And Morgan, you got to see it successfully with the fireworks?
Yes, I'm really glad that they're playing every night because last year was my first Halloween party, and where we showed up last minute, I didn't even see Jack Skellington on the balloon. So this was the first year I actually got to see it like fully. So it's really good. I like it. It's like I love all the villains, and then Oogie Boogie coming out, and then I think the best part is Zero flying across the sky.
Yeah. No, I am very much looking forward to getting my first full showing of Halloween Screams. So I've talked about it too many times where the only time I had a chance to see it, they canceled it mid-show, and that was a bummer. So I haven't had the chance to try to see it since 2013. So this has been 6 years in the making, and I will just sit there and weep openly if I get to watch the entire show. I probably won't do that, but something Rhino will weep about. We got lots of food.
Sorry, Craig.
Oh, what?
You said fireworks on the weekends, but they're still showing Halloween Screams just without fireworks the rest of the week.
Yes, I apologize for not saying that correctly. So plenty of time to see the show and the aspects of it, but for me, it's got to be fireworks.
Yeah.
So it's Rhino can stand around and dance. I know I'm picking on him constantly for this, but I
don't care. I dance. I'm Kevin Bacon and Footloose. You can pick on me all you want. You can be the preacher. Slap me in your church and I'll still dance.
I'm not going to go that far. But you could just stand in the streets and dance along with something where it is I need the boom boom in the sky. So that's just me.
I need the boom boom.
Okay. Craig got to get that boom boom, but before he can get that boom boom, we got to talk about the food. Morgan, run us through food.
So there is so much new food. I couldn't even try to even attempt to cover it in one day. I'm slowly doing like little mini reviews too. Y'all get out here and we can do like an official one for sure. But the few things I have tried, actually I'll get to that later, but some collectible items are the popcorn buckets, and I actually have one right here. The pumpkin Mickey one with a really cute
Craig's wife stole that from me.
You can have it back. It's sitting on our shelf.
No, it's for her now.
You can have it anytime.
She slyly stole that from me.
What?
Never mind.
No, never mind. Forget it.
Cut out.
Go ahead.
I didn't do. There's the purple cauldron, which is the exact same as last year, but purple instead of green. There is the Oogie Boogie face with its eyes light up. Oh, the cauldron one is only for APs, and it's $1.50 for refills to I believe the end of the Halloween season.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Tom, you'll probably know the answer to that. The popcorn buckets, do you know?
I don't know off the top of my head now.
Okay. And then there's also the collectible glow cube. So there's the Oogie Boogie glow cube with his dice, which is really fun. It's a little expensive to get that drink, but the glow cubes I think are really cool. I really wanted that. I saw it at the media show, and I was like, oh, I need this. There's the 4-pack of poison apple glow cubes that you can only get in Carthay Circle. And there's also the Jack Skellington Premium Sipper. I heard about this. I haven't seen any pictures of it or seen it in the park, so I don't know what it looks like.
I still don't.
It's supposed to be that one that's like him, and you can.
It's a full body Jack Skellington, so it's still not out at our parks, and that's why I was surprised when you had the picture of the Oogie Boogie dice, because we're supposed to get that on our coast, but it still hasn't arrived yet.
I have a question about the dice too. Are they actually carved into that shape, or is it a plastic mold? Is it like a rubber mold around glow cubes?
It's like a rubber mold around glow cubes.
Interesting. Okay, that makes it a little less exciting for me, I guess. I don't know.
I've noticed with a lot of merchandise that's supposed to hit both coasts, it always arrives at Disneyland like either a few days to a week earlier than we get it here. I've noticed that with like pins, with sippers, with popcorn buckets, with a lot of things in the past.
I believe that, and I could be completely wrong, but I'm part of a couple mug trading groups, and a lot of what Disney has made is, of course, not made in the United States or anywhere big. It's made in China and places like that, and so they usually first stop by the Port of Los Angeles and then get distributed from there. That so that could be part of why it would hit there first. But I'm happy that a lot of the stuff that is like the souvenir buckets and stuff, just bringing it to our coast, is that I don't have to worry about getting it out in Disneyland because basically this year with Halloween, everything is overlapping between our two coasts. And so, I don't have to freak out about coming home with a bunch of plastic in my suitcase. But anywho, that's a different battle for a different day. Tell me more about the food. What did you try so far?
I've tried, one of my favorites was the monster tacos, and can't remember what meat was on it, but it was really good. A little spicy kick. And then the rest in pastrami fries were bomb. My friends were with me when I tried it, and they all really liked it too. It's a lot. Also, there are 10 new churros, including a churro sundae. Tom, I saw that.
That's a lot of churros.
It's a lot of churros. Like, it would definitely be like a hike to get all of them. But I did try the bride. There's a bride and groom churro. There are two different cards. So the groom one is in Critter Country, and the bride is right outside Haunted Mansion. If you guys watch the Instagram story when I took over, the the powdered sugar got all over me from the bride churro, but it was really, really good. There's just a lot of good food. The loaded fleet fries I tried yesterday were very, very good as well. Do not get the blood orange slush. It just tastes like watered down orange juice, so don't do that.
Good advice. So, Rhino, I know you've been like poring over a lot of the food that's coming. What are you excited about? What are the things you're looking forward to the most?
Well, there's a couple different. What I appreciate is it's not just like one beer. There's a bunch of different types of beer that they're going to have in the Hollywood Lounge over by in that corner area by Monsters Inc. And I feel like they do a lot of sweet stuff. So my goal when we go out there is I want to do something where we try all the savory things. And Morgan already talked about one of the ones I want to try is that pastrami. There's two different types of tacos I want to try. I know there's one that you'll probably want to try, which are these Professor Phineas Plump's Cure-All fritters, which are pimento cheese fritters with ghost pepper ranch.
Oh, I had those when all the 50th stuff came back, right when I got back from Disney World. They're so good. So good. I've been wanting to get those again.
Craig
I'll wait
loves
for you.
Pimento cheese.
Yeah, they were out there when we were out for Expo, but it's just we did not have enough time to get them.
No, gosh, no.
But they're on my list of what to hit. So, what else? Is that it? That's it.
I mean, I've literally just been like, I love a good cozy cone. So there's the slow burning mac and cheese cone, which they've had before, which has the red pepper cheese sauce on it with some crust chili cheese puffs and stuff. That's always a treat. There's this I don't want to eat all the I don't know what this sometimes it's hard because the way they do this article, the descriptions start on one side and then are on the other side, so I have to guess what the stuff is, but don't know. There's a lot. There's this bread. Oh gosh, what is the word?
Pudding?
Bread pudding. There it is. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know. I'm on overload with this. There's so much stuff. There's a pizza that I'm interested in. The anti-vampire chicken pizza from the Boardwalk. And that's like super garlicky with chicken and Gouda and mozzarella, red peppers. That looks good. These the ghost pepper nachos at Lamplight Lounge. You know, I always like the lobster nachos there. So this has like ghost pepper chicken, ghost pepper cheese sauce, black beans, avocado. I feel like you like the spicy stuff.
I do like spicy stuff. I'm very excited about a lot of it. We're gonna have to see if we can get Disney to give us a special pass on allowing wagons to come in, so someone will be able to pull us out at the end of our time there. I don't think
Tom and I will take turns with you.
We won't be able to physically walk out. We'll eat so much, but it's very exciting. So
I think the word here is we're gonna have to share everything. Like one piece of pizza between all of us. We'll cut it very daintily.
Good.
Then we can try more food if we like share it. So we can do more food reviews.
The presentation of all this stuff is crazy, and one of the things I love about a celebration in Disneyland is just how it's not just one area. It's clear that it's carrying through both these parks from the where you step in all the way to the back of the park.
And the one thing we know about presentation in Disney photos when it comes to treats and sweets and stuff is that it will pretty much not look anything like it looks like in the photos.
Like there's this like very like creatively decorated not a Yule log, but it's oh my gosh, where did it doesn't go? The chocolate coffee Yule log. Like it doesn't sound good to me because I don't like coffee, but it looks amazing, and I kind of just want to go get it to see if it looks anything like this photo.
I will say the one time where I feel like things actually live up to the photos, the professional photos, is if it comes from Plaza Inn. Then it's like for some reason the desserts they always have there, like the Pixar cake that they had during Pixar Fest, looked exactly right.
That's true. Yeah,
it's just we know the man who helps with getting these photos and stuff, and we've been a part of it, taking press photos of the food. He's
an artist. That's what I should say.
It really is. It's a shame that the chefs can't make them look like he does all the time in these, but that's what happens when you're an artist. Not that culinary arts isn't an art. I'm gonna have to stop talking before I start insulting every chef out there.
Yeah, please don't. While they go,
there's one more thing that isn't on the food guide, but is at Pizza Planet. There is the alien macaroon, but it's an alien vampire macaroon. So they're just decorated a little differently with like a little vampire teeth.
And it's lemon inside instead of blueberry.
Ooh. Love me some lemon.
I do like that macaroon quite a bit, so I can't wait to try that one too.
Yeah, so. Cut it into 19ths. So, yeah,
little tiny,
we'll get all there.
Little teeny silverware.
Yeah. Yep, exactly. So, okay, that's Halloween in a handful. And of course, we'll continue our Halloween discussion after we are back from Disneyland. So, of course, as I already mentioned, we're heading out there. So be on the lookout for lots of videos. Unfortunately, most of us are traveling. And by most of us, I mean Tom, myself, and Rhino will be traveling back home on that Wednesday after the party is on a Tuesday night. The first party Wednesday is that, of course, we usually release episodes on Wednesdays. So I'm trying to connect the dots here for you. But if you can't get it, we won't be having a show, but we'll try to have videos, plenty of vlogs and stuff to go up that kind of highlight what's happening to fill in the gaps there a little bit. And then we'll be back the week after that to really go over the nuts and bolts. Yes, Morgan?
Also, I'll be taking over on Instagram on the 19th when I'm at the party. So if you can't wait till we get up a video, you can just have that in the meantime.
Yes, that too as well.
Only up for 24 hours.
Yes. So, okay, everyone, thank you so much for watching and listening. Thank you to the panel for your participation. We hope you enjoyed it, and we will be back with you again in 2 weeks for another full episode of the Disneyland edition of the Diz Unplugged. But until then, remember what Tom Bell always says: Disneyland is a magical place, and friends are also there.